Hey, welcome back to another edition of Slink Paint. This is round 6 of the Stele Open 2016 Battle Report. This is the ships and stuff I fly. So I just came off with round 5. If you saw the previous video, round 5 I came off with another loss. So now I am basically 2-3. My goal was to break even. I'm coming into this last match, and it was actually a good buddy of mine. Coming up, I'm seeing him, and I'm like, okay, I know he's flying 2 Firesprays, but though I never flown against him in matches. So I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting. He was actually flying 2 Firesprays. Take a look at this. So he had Boba Fett on the left here with engine upgrade, gunner, adrenaline rush, and then the seismic charge, whatever that's called. He's also got Kate Scarlet in the Firespray as well, with gunner, Glitterstim, adrenaline rush, and seismic charge as well. So when I looked at this list, okay, he's got 2 large base ships. They got the secondary arc, which is going to be nasty. I'm like, all right, this is going to be interesting. I said, this is all going to how it's going to be. It's got to happen on how it's going to line up. Now, I faced a lot of large ships before, so I kind of know, like, if depending on how they fly with the strategy, but I've never faced a Firespray with the BabyBlue list yet. But I have played against a Firespray here and there. The rear arc is a pain in the butt, and especially with Scarlet, I think he's got it's like 5 dice native out the rears. I think that's her ability. Like if she shoots an auxiliary firing arc, you get to add an extra dice or something to that effect, or can get up to 5 dice. I forget what it was exactly. But all I know, it was nasty. So we're looking at this, and this is pretty much, let me show you this, all right? This is how he's set up. He's got the 2 Firesprays. He's got Boba Fett on the left, Scarlet on the right. I got my 4 BabyBlues on the left. I kind of put all the debris, or try to put the debris field on the right-hand side so I can force a clean area of fighting and engagement on the left. That's actually worked out pretty good. He went along with that, which I can definitely understand, because with large ships, you kind of basically want, you want some room to play. So, and you want some, especially with the Firesprays with shooting at the rear arc, you want some, I call it the wraparound asteroids, where you wrap around and you shoot at your rear. Now, when I saw this, I'm like, okay, Boba Fett, I said, if I can play this right, I can knock off Boba Fett in like 2 or 3 rounds. I said, with the ships, with my firepower, if I can block it, watch out for that K turn on that large ship. If I block it right, it will hopefully it'll go my way. Well, so we get in. He starts moving up. I do a 4 forward. It was been very aggressive. I think we're just out of range of each other right here. But I saw Scarlet coming on. I'm like, okay, she's going to wrap around. She's going to try to flank as I move up. I totally get that. I'm not worried, because it's 1 ship shooting dice at me. I think, and then potentially if Boba Fett gets in range 2, it's 2 ships shooting dice. If I lose one in the gauntlet, I'm okay with. I just want to basically throw as much firepower as I can at Boba Fett. So the next round, I slow it up. I do like a 1 forward, focus for all the way around. He brings in Scarlet, starts coming in, flanking from my right. He also slows up Boba Fett, and this is where we start exchanging. You got 4 ships shooting at Boba Fett. One, I think we're just out of range 1, or maybe the front 2 are range 1. I forget what it was. But it was brutal. He took a lot of damage. You can see this is what the maneuver. You can still see he's got shields on both left. But then I think I took all his shields off this round, and maybe 1 or 2 hull this thing. So I'm like, okay, he knows I got to move first, right? So he's thinking that either I'm going to K-turn, Talon roll, move 1 forward, whatever he thinks I'm going to do. So I kind of figured that he's going to probably do a K-turn with Boba Fett, and he's probably going to slant in easily with Scarlet. I said, if I can block Boba Fett with 1 of my ships, or maybe 2 of my ships, I can stop the K-turn, keep him in front of me, and light him up again and take Boba Fett off the board. So this was, I was thinking about this. I'm looking at my 2 back ships, okay? Now, they're all 2, so I can pick which order they maneuver in. I can do the back left one go first. Whichever ship I want to move first, I can. So I said, well, if he Ks me, he's going to be my back row, okay? That's where he's going to land. So more or less. That's exactly where he's going to land. So what I did was I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to take my back left ship and move him first and do a 1 forward and bump my 2 front ships on purpose. So he stops right there. So it was like, to me, it was like, I call it the block of the century, because I blocked him, right? And then I said, okay, I'm going to stagger my ships to cover even my right-hand ship, the bottom right-hand ship. I'm going to move it like a 1 forward and just to stagger it a little bit, just to see if I can grade a block, just in case if he's going to turn like a 3 bank and shoot me out the rear. I want to see if I can block that. So that's what I did. So the next turn, you can see the formation I did. The back left ship, bumped. I did bump my front 2 ships. My front 2 ships moved 1 forward, and my right ship I moved 1 forward to block kind of the turn if he was doing like a 2 slant or a 3 slant, and it worked out perfectly because he chose to do a K turn, but he could not perform it. So now this was allowing me range 1, pretty much range 2 of my back ship of all my ships. And if you watch the next turn, and you can see where Scarlet came in because he thought I was going to go behind him. I took Fett right off the board. So now he's got Scarlet coming in. Now, if you look at this, the way he was positioned, I was out of his arcs on front and back arcs. I was to the left of him. So it worked out perfect for me. So no shots fired on me except for Fett, because Fett was able to shoot at me first. But I still kept my ships. Then the next maneuver, I said, he's got to wrap around that rock. He's not going to try to land on that rock. So if he did, like, if you look at the previous one here, see where that rock is? If he does like a 1 bank, let's see if I can pop that up. If he does like a 1 bank, he's going to probably land himself on the rock or catch a piece of that rock. So I said he's got to do like a three bank. He's got to give himself some room to get away from that rock. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to slow it up again. And that's exactly what I did. Slowed it up with all my ships. But now, yes, he can shoot out the rear of his arc, the backside of his ship. But I said, I still got 4 ships slinging dice at him. I said, so that's, I'm like, okay, you know, that was my thought, and it worked out perfectly. But now he did take off one of my ships because, like I said, of the Scarlet's ability, shooting up the rear arc, she gets some bonus dice. So he got one of my ships. So I still got 3 dice. You can see Scarlet on the top left there has no more shields. So she's down the hull only on the scout. You see Fett's right there taking damage, and you see on the left side there's no shields on Scarlet's ship. So the next round, I moved my ship that was in the back to wrap around this asteroid because my thought is he's going to circle around, and instead of trying to chase him, let me see if I can get to his side so I can broadside him so I'm out of his arc. In the top left ship, I wanted to use a blocker. So I said, okay, maybe he's going to do, you know what, a 3 bank or a 1 bank or something to that effect. I said, let me see if I can block him. So I moved my top left ship. I did like a 3 bank to block him. I should have done I didn't know, I did a 2 bank. I should have done a 3 bank to block. But because of my other 2 ships, we were still battling it out. But you look at it. I have 3 ships, range 1. He had no hull left. I had all focuses on my ships, and pretty much that was the game. That was the game right there. That's how the game ended. And I took out both his fire sprays. Now, I achieved my goal. I won 3-3. It was a great match. I never faced fire sprays with the BabyBlue before, but it was. But I really liked how that match played out. What I was thinking, I was able to block. I was able to anticipate pretty much my opponent's moves a little bit, which helped me out. And again, that's kind of like just, again, practice and experience. When you guys keep playing and practicing experience, you'll see what you'll face with other ships. There's certain things like Soon to Your Fill is always going to pretty much do a 2 maneuver of some way, shape, or form to release that stress out, because he's got to do that. Or he's going to do a 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 5 green out to get out of the way and then come back, circle back around. So once you know that, you can potentially try to put some great blocks to help them lose those actions and what have you. But anyway, the block that I did with Boba Fett saved me, I think, right there. Because if he would have got behind my rear, I wasn't anticipating I wasn't doing a K turn. I was just doing a 1 forward. That would have been brutal. But it was just enough to block the K turn where he couldn't do it. He just bumped into my front ship. And then I was able to just, again, throw a lot of dice at him. Sling some dice. But anyway, that was round 6. this was like, another 60-minute round. Cleaned up 100 points. He did get 25 points of mine. Took off one of my ships. But it was a long day by that time. So, and then we still had Epic Furball to play more rounds of that afterwards. So that was pretty crazy. But the long and short of it all was, it was a great day overall. I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, which was go 500, at least get 3 wins, 3 losses. I knew we were doing 6 rounds. I just wanted to break even with the generic list. Have fun with it. I made some key mistakes that I know I made. Now, I'm not saying that would change the results of the overall match and what have you, but I definitely knew what I made the mistakes on, so it actually helped me, again, experience. Playing different people, different players, and from different areas allows you to gain different types of experience, and allows you to work some scenarios in your head while you're playing the game, and trying to do that key block, or trying to get in position, or that you think that your opponent's going to go to right or what have you. But it was a huge lesson learned. But anyway, I wanted to share the all 6 rounds. That was the purpose of this. It was just to kind of showcase. I really couldn't take video. Sorry I couldn't take video. But it was still at least to showcase how it went and what I did with the BabyBlues. And so, because I know a lot of questions, everybody asks about the BabyBlues list, and they always ask me, are you going to run that as a competitive list? It wasn't intended to do that. It was just intended to help me learn to fly better, formations, what have you. I really like the T70s a lot. If it had barrel roll, that's all I would wish it would have barrel roll. But anyway, that's it. Like I said, if you like the video, like it, subscribe to our channel, please. We love you guys when you guys are subscribed. Also, leave some comments below. How would I fly against it? How would I fly with it? And all that fun stuff. Let me know if you would have done something a little bit differently. Again, this is more of a discussion. Leave your comments below. I had a lot of fun at the Stele Open. It was a great event. It was well organized. Everything was like clockwork, and the mats, you can see the mats are beautiful. I did get one. I was able to buy one because I participated, and he was selling them, and he had just enough. So I did get one of those Stele Open mats, which is a pretty cool mat. But again, like our channel, check out our Facebook, our website, and what have you. It's all right here. Thanks, guys.